Okay, let's just review something before we continue. All right, let's look at this. M plus 1 equals 16. Remember, it's a linear equation. We want all the variables to one side, all the numbers to the other. So what we have here is all the variables are already on the left. We're going to get all the numbers to the right. So we're going to do the opposite of what's been done. So that's a positive 1. We're going to subtract 1. So we get M, that's 0 because the sum of two opposites is 0, equals 15. So M is 15. I'll leave the check to you. All right, number 2 is negative 4M equals negative 20. Okay, here we're not moving anything because already all the variables are on one side, all the numbers on the other. The problem with this is that we want M to have a coefficient of 1. So we have a number attached by multiplication. We have to do the opposite operation, which is division. And we have to divide by exactly what's there, if you remember, because when we reduce this, this has to be a positive 1. And only the signs must be the same for that to be a positive 1. So that's positive 1M, or just M, equals, signs are the same, it's positive 5. So the answer for that question is positive 5. And I'll leave that one to you also. Notice that pretty much all we've done is just have one step to get a solution. Sometimes it's not that easy. Sometimes we need more than one step to get a solution. So let's look at some of those problems. And I'm not going to check all of them today. I'm just going to check a few of them. Okay? I'll check the hardest ones for you. Okay, let's look at number 1. 5M plus 1 equals 16. That's the first one you see in your workbook. And the second one, negative 12 equals 4y minus 4. Okay, I'm going to start here. I want all the variables, still in the equation, all the variables on one side, numbers on the other. So again, the same procedure. All right, I don't want to move him. I don't want to move him. He's alone. He has no friends. So I'm going to do the opposite operation here and subtract 1. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do the other. Remember, got to keep the scale in balance. Okay, good night. We get 5M equals 15. Now here's the problem. We're not done. You have to know you're not done. You're not done because the coefficient of M is not 1. It's a 5. So now it's attached by multiplication. We have to divide to get rid of it. So we're going to divide by 5. We're going to divide by 5. We have to divide by exactly what's there because when we reduce, this has got to be a positive. So that's M equals 3. And again, I'm going to leave the check for you. All right? Let's take a look at this one. To do this one, same thing, same story. Okay, I don't really want to move him. He's alone. I don't really want to move him. He's got no friends on the other side. So I'm going to move him. To move him, I have to do the opposite operation of what's been done. That's a minus 4, so I'm going to be adding 4. But whatever I do to one side, I have to do the other. So I added 4 here. And when I say other side, remember it's the other side of the equal. I'm going to add 4 here. And then I owe 12, but I have 4, so I owe 8 equals 4y. Okay? Now, notice I'm not done, and I'm not done because the coefficient of y is not 1. It needs to be a 1, but all the variables are on one side, all the numbers on the other, so I'm not adding and subtracting because that'll move them. I'm going to just do the opposite operation of multiplication, which is division. And how do I know what I divide by? Do I divide by the 4 or the 8? And it depends what's attached to the y. I always divide by what's attached to the variable, just to remind you. And that's a 1, divide by 4. The signs are different, so it's negative. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Notice that any time we did a problem, okay, like this, we never divide until the very, very last step, until all the variables are on one side and all the numbers are on the other. Okay, so that's really, really, really important. Now we have a whole load of problems to do. I'm not going to check them all. I'm just going to check a couple. All right, so let's get started. All right, so I'm only going to check 5 and 6 here, but let's start with number 1. Okay. So we want all the variables on one side, all the numbers on the other. I'm not going to touch him because he's got no friends on the other side. I'm not going to touch him because he's alone. So I'm going to move him. I've got to use the opposite operation. The opposite operation of minus is to add. So I'm going to add 6 here. So I have to add 6 here because whatever you do to one side, you got to do to the other. Okay, got to keep the scale in balance. So now this is 8 equals 8y. That goes because it's the sum of opposites, which is 0. I'm still not done. I'm not done because the coefficient of this needs to be a 1. So, but all the variables are on one side, all the numbers on the other. I don't need to move anybody, so I'm not going to add or subtract. This is attached by multiplication. I'm going to divide here. So I'm going to divide by 8. I'm going to divide by 8. And I get 1 equals, good night, and that's 1y or just y. So that's the answer to that problem. Okay. Number two. Number two looks a little tricky. Got to be a little careful on this one. I'm not going to touch him. He's alone. I'm not going to touch him. He's got no friends. I need to have all the variables on one side, all the numbers on the other. All the variables are already on the left. So this is a plus 10. So I'm going to subtract 10. But I did to that side as well. And remember, when I say sides, that means the opposite side of the equal sign. If you want, you could square off the equal. Some people make a dotted line. I don't like the dotted line, but that's just my preference. But whatever, that separates the sides. Okay? And this is negative y equals, I owe you 36, I owe you 10, so I owe you 46. Now remember, I'm not done here, and the reason I'm not done is because this has to be just a regular y, 1y. This is really a negative 1y. So again, I'm attached by multiplication. I got to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. I divide that by negative 1, so I divide that side by negative 1. This gives me 1y, or just y, equals a negative divided by a negative is a positive 46. And they were relatively simple because they did have two steps, but you didn't really do anything else. Take a look at this one. This one's a little different because, and even here I should have been saying, let's look to see if we can combine any of these things, but I couldn't. You should be looking at the left side, seeing if you can combine or simplify. You can't. You should be looking at the right side, see if you can combine or simplify, and you can. So I'm going to combine here. I owe 8, I owe 5. That means I owe 13. Now I have my problem. I'm solving for x. All the x's have to be on one side, all the numbers on the other. Again, I'm going to have to move somebody. I'm going to move the 6. The opposite of adding 6 is subtracting 6. And I owe you 13, I owe you 6, so I owe you 19. Okay, so that's the first three. I'm going to do 4 and 5, and then we're going to check 5, and then we'll do 6 and check 6. Okay, let's do number 4. 10x minus 15x equals negative 20. Number 5. Negative x minus 8 plus 2x equals 12 plus 5. All right, here we go. Look at the left side, see if there's anything to combine or simplify, and there is. I have 10 x's, but I owe you 15, so I owe you 5 x's. Look at the right side, nothing to do there. Nobody move because all the variables are on one side, all the numbers on the other, but we have to take care of that negative 5 because we need the coefficient of that x to be a 1. So it's attached by multiplication, we must divide. We need to divide by exactly what's there. Good night. You get x equals, signs are the same, it's positive. So it's a positive 20 divided by 5 is 4. So it's positive 4. And again, we'll check this one because this one's way more fun. It's a little bigger. Okay, so we're going to go to the left side, see if there's anything to combine, and there is. Remember, this is a negative 1. So we have a negative 1x and a positive 2x. So I owe you 1, but I have 2. So I have 1x or just x. The only thing else on that side is a negative 8. And now we can combine on this side. 12 plus 5 is 17. So first, simplify your left side, simplify your right side, and then start moving. Clean before you move. Okay, think about an apartment. You got an apartment, you got to clean up before you move or you don't get your money back. Okay, here we go. So now we want all the variables on one side, all the numbers on the other. Not going to touch him, he's alone. Not going to touch him, he's got no friends. I'm going to get rid of that negative 8. Doing the opposite operation. 17 plus 8 is 25. So the answer to that problem is 25. Now we're going to check that one. And then we'll do number 6. I may have to erase that to check that, but okay, let's take a look. We know it's 25. 5. Negative x minus 8, no, I think I'm good, equals 12, almost, plus 5. It's okay, because I know it's 25. Okay, checking 25. 25 is going to make the left and the right side equal each other. So we already know the right side equals 17, so that means the left side will equal 17 also when I put in 25. So here we go. Remember, substitute, use parentheses. Don't lose sight of that parentheses. Okay, decide on the side to start with. I just like to move left to right. So that's what I'm going to do. This is negative 25 minus 8 plus 2 times 25. Okay, order of operations tells me I have no parentheses, so I have no exponents, but I do have multiplication, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to just keep going on that side. Okay, so negative 25 minus 8, so I owe you 25, I owe you 8, negative 33 plus 50. So I owe you 33, but I have 50, so I have 17. Okay, and look at the right side. Oh, I like the right side. It's 17. So this is correct. So that checks. All you're doing is plugging in. All right, let's take a look at number 6. In number 6, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go to the left side of the equation, see if we can simplify, and we can. I have 2. I owe you 6, so I owe you 4. Here on the right side, I look and I have parentheses, and there is an operation inside, but I cannot combine them. They're not like terms, so I'm going to need to distribute. They're distributing a negative, so it's going to change all the signs. So negative 5, and remember there's a 1 here, so negative 5 times 1 is negative 5x. Negative times a positive is a negative. 5 times 4 is 20. So notice that all the signs change. This was a positive, it is now a negative. This was a positive, it is now a negative. And then minus 39. Okay? I still can simplify this more, so I'll do that. Let me just write this down. I can combine these two. They're both numbers. So I owe you 20, I owe you 39, so I owe you 59. Okay. Now we have to solve this. All the variables have to be on one side, all the numbers on the other. We already have our variable on this side. I'm not going to move him because he has no friends on that side. I'm not going to move him because he's alone. So I'm going to move the 59. The opposite operation, I'm going to add 59. I owe you 4, but I have 59, so that means I have 55. Convenient, huh? A lot of 5s going on. And that reduces to 0. Now we're not done because that's not a coefficient of 1, it's a coefficient of negative 5. So it's attached by multiplication, so I have to divide. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. We have to divide by exactly what's there, so we divide by negative 5. When I divide a positive by a negative, I get a negative. 55 divided by 5 is 11. Good night. That makes 1x or just x. So negative 11 is x. And we're going to check that one because it's a little harder. Want to make sure you can do this one. Okay. This is 2 minus 6 equals negative 5 times the quantity x plus 4 minus 39. Here we go. Check in negative 11. Okay. So we don't have to do anything to this side. It doesn't have a variable. Now I'm going to take this x, remember, keep the original grouping symbols on the problem, but now put a parenthesis there for that x. That x is negative 11 minus 39. I'm going to do the left side straight down and then the right side. So left side straight down is I have 2, I owe 6, so I owe 4. This whole thing, believe it or not, is going to come out to negative 4. It better, or we screwed up. So here we go. I owe you 11, I have 4, so I owe you 7 minus 39. Again, notice I didn't take off the parentheses because I did not multiply. So now I'm just going to write this down. Come down here. A negative times a negative is a positive 35. Ah, look at that. I'm feeling good. All right. So this is negative 4. And this is I have $35, but I owe you $39, so I owe you $4. I've never been so happy to owe you $4. Okay. That covers that. And now we're going to just do a little bit more equation solving because this is not it. There's some other problems.